Another example of that is Brittney Griner. Brittney Griner made news. And Brittney Griner made news the other day because why?
A. Smith just rocked the whole WNBA. No warning, no filters, just straight fire. He dropped a bomb tied straight to Brittney Griner, and the internet exploded. This wasn't some petty shade either. Steven came with receipts, real ones. When he speaks, even the top dogs gotta pay attention. This wasn't gossip from the sidelines. The league is now scrambling behind the scenes like it's DEFCON 1. And Brittney, she's been spiraling big time. Folks been raising eyebrows for a while, but now that Steven dropped the details, everything's clicking into place like a messed up jigsaw puzzle. That raw aggression, wild elbows with no warning, trash talk that goes way past the line, it's all looking different now. And those unhinged social media rants, people are starting to say it ain't passion, it's a cover-up. And now, the question that's been whispered for years is finally front and center. Is Brittney really who she claims to be?
You notice some of Brittney Griner's strange behavior behind WNBA Commissioner Catherine Engelbert. This may be the real reason why she is still in the league.
This ain't just some small-time rumor. It's heavy. Fans are putting the clues together fast, and the picture isn't pretty. The WNBA's got a full-blown crisis on its hands. People are demanding answers, fast. Why's the league been going out of its way to protect Brittney? Why were all the red flags ignored? And most of all, what's inside those secret docs Steven teased? Because if the whispers from behind closed doors are even half true, this goes way beyond hoops. Now she's in headlines nonstop, clashing with players, throwing elbows like it's a wrestling match, and the pressure's boiling over. Now people are saying this might go way deeper than just game pressure. The real chaos kicked off during Stephen A. Smith's explosive interview on the Valuetainment podcast. And the moment Brittney Griner's name came up, especially over her beef with Caitlin Clark, it was on. The vibe shifted fast. Steven and the panel didn't sugarcoat a thing. They straight up called Brittney a bully, said she's acting all entitled and showing zero respect for the game or the platform she's been handed. But then, Steven dropped the bombshell that had everyone's jaw on the floor. He didn't just talk. He came with paperwork, real official documents. And when he spilled what was inside, social media went absolutely nuts.
Brittney Griner was in a Russian prison. You would think that somebody who is now free, back in America on home soil, would not have too much to complain about.
He claimed Brittney's DNA results had been made public, and the details way heavier than anyone expected. Now the big question is, how did he even get that kind of info? Word is, back when Brittney was locked up in that Russian prison, she went through a whole bunch of medical testing. But here's the kicker. Russian officials supposedly ran a full DNA analysis using samples from unrelated procedures. This ain't new either. Fans been whispering behind the scenes forever, but until now, no one had anything solid. Now it's different. And don't forget the aggression. Elbows flying nonstop, teammates taking hits like it's full contact football. People are pulling up footage of her clashing with Caitlin Clark like, how is this even allowed? The fouls, some of them look more like body slams than defense. Sure, basketball can get physical, but this ain't the UFC. The wild part, while other players are limping off the court bruised and battered, Brittney's out here walking off cool as ever, like nothing even touched her, unless she's got something different running through her veins, something that's giving her an edge the league never wanted anyone to find out about. Let's be real for a second. Men's and women's sports are kept separate for a reason. Biology ain't a small thing. Different builds, different muscle power, different speed and recovery levels. So when one athlete suddenly starts showing near superhuman strength and stamina, fans ain't just gonna ignore that, and they didn't.
Griner, who was imprisoned in Russia, in a man's prison, which I had no idea.
Is under fire for extremely aggressive behavior portrayed toward Caitlin Clark, the rookie from last year, the one that has everybody's focus in the WNBA. And this incident has, of course, gone viral online, but also sparked up some other skeletons in Brittney's closet that she probably wants to stay hidden.
Internet sleuths jumped in, going deep into Brittney Griner's past like full-blown investigators. Every old video, every moment that once felt like just hype, now folks are watching with a new lens, especially that viral poolside video that lit up Instagram. People started asking, how did that clip not get flagged? It showed Brittney fully exposing her chest in public. No censor, no blur, and somehow it stayed up like it was nothing. If any other woman had posted something like that, instant takedown, no debate. But for Brittney, silence, no warnings, no action. That's when the whispers turned into full-on buzz. Folks weren't trying to shame or throw shade. It wasn't about identity or morals. It was about the rules. And when those rules start bending for just one person, people notice and they start digging. And just like that, all roads keep leading back to Stephen A. Smith. This man didn't just stumble into the drama. He came ready, stacked with receipts and official documents. Then he hit us with that raw, unfiltered truth during the interview that had everybody glued to the screen with their mouths wide open. When Stephen brought up Brittney's time in that Russian prison, you could see it. He was choosing his words carefully, like he knew something way bigger than he could actually say. He was holding back something serious. And now let's not forget, Brittney didn't just get released. She got traded for Victor Bout. Yeah, that Victor Bout, the international arms dealer nicknamed the Merchant of Death. And we're all supposed to believe the U.S. swapped him for a basketball player over a minor cannabis charge. Please, that story don't even add up on paper, but that's why people started digging. What was the real reason behind that deal? Could it be that this wasn't just about a busted vape pen, but something way deeper? Stephen A. basically confirmed it, without spilling everything. He kept dropping little clues, and the biggest one, when he said Brittney should be grateful. That didn't sound like a throwaway line. That sounded like a warning. Now folks are talking heavy. The theory going around, the WNBA already knew. If Brittney stayed in that Russian prison even a few more days, those real medical records would have dropped. Not the polished files that helped her get into the league, but the raw, unfiltered truth that could flip the entire league upside down. Fans are not letting this one go. Not even close. One person posted, "I don't even like Stephen A. Smith like that, but he nailed this one." Absolutely nailed it. Then came the million-dollar question that lit up the internet. If Griner is officially female, then why was she sent to a male Russian prison?
Remembering who they let out to get her back.
The Merchant of Death.
The Merchant of Death. An arms dealer that wanted to kill American citizens, according to the reports. That's who they let out. For her. You would think that you would be smiling, you would be ecstatic, you would be happy, and something like this wouldn't faze you at all. The fact that it does is disturbing. I'll leave it at that.
Boom. That was all it took. People started diving into every angle, every hidden piece behind what really happened behind those Russian prison walls. But Stephen didn't stop there. He went in even harder. He called out Brittney for a wild rant she supposedly made about the WNBA and its own fan base. One quote that's been flying around had folks straight up confused and fired up. According to the Post, Brittney said, WNBA games used to be chill, like a place you could bring your laptop and knock out some work. Then she allegedly added that now it feels different. Big crowds showing up, yelling stuff from the stands, putting pressure on the players like they're just there for people's entertainment, and she called that gross. But here's the part that really stirred the pot. She reportedly said she saw a man and his daughter in the crowd both shouting and claimed it was either about her performance or something lightly racist. Now here's the twist. That entire quote came from a meme page known for fake satire. It was a joke post, but the internet didn't treat it like a joke. They ran with it like it was straight from a press conference. And the wildest part, Brittney never addressed it. No denial, no clarification, nothing. That silence only made things messier. What started as satire ended up feeling too real for a lot of fans. It echoed thoughts people already had but never said out loud. It became a mirror reflecting the unspoken doubts that have been brewing for years. And now that Stephen A. Smith jumped in with receipts and bold accusations, people ain't seeing this as just controversy anymore. They're calling it a full-on exposure. Stephen A. didn't hold back. He said Brittney disrespected everybody. The fans, the folks paying to watch these players give it their all, and the entire sport that handed her a global platform. If that viral quote actually reflects how she feels, that wasn't just a rant, that was full-blown shade at the WNBA itself. But here's where things really get wild. Stephen didn't show up empty-handed. He brought documents, not rumors, not fan theories, actual paperwork, and what's being claimed in those files. If true, Brittney might be in violation of one of the WNBA's core eligibility rules. If that gets confirmed, the league could be headed for a major scandal. And Brittney, lately, she's been looking completely off her game. Fans say she's spiraling, on the court and off. Remember when she fouled out during that clash with Caitlin Clark? That meltdown went viral. Witnesses claim she screamed something wild in the heat of the moment. Some said it was white effing girl in the middle of her trash talk. Others say it was whack effing call. Brittney later said she couldn't even remember what she said. But let's be real, that ain't helping. The clip already made the rounds and the damage was done. The backlash came fast and loud. Now with Stephen's claims spreading like wildfire, Brittney's public image is crumbling, fast. She's coming off more bitter, more defensive, and way less in control than fans are used to seeing. And just when you think it's peaked, boom! New reports drop claiming the WNBA might be actively protecting her. Why?
Brittney, a few weeks ago, you fouled out of an Indiana Fever game. Cameras caught you saying something on the bench. It's hard to tell what you said. Can you tell us what you said?
I remember fouling out, being mad. I remember fouling out on, I believe it was Howard, driving to the basket. They said I put my hand in. But hey, I'm never really happy with the shading, so.
But what did you say?
I really can't remember what I said, honestly.
If I showed you the video, would that help?
No, it wouldn't help.
It wouldn't help?
No.
Some are saying it's because she checks all the boxes for what they're calling a woke agenda. Now it's not just about basketball, it's about trust, image, and whether the league's been hiding way more than fans ever guessed. Here's the real bombshell. If Russian authorities discovered something serious about Brittney during her prison stay, how did the WNBA miss it? Or worse, did they already know and just cover it up? Let's not play. If that truth had dropped early on, it could have flipped the entire league upside down. Now, to keep it straight, none of this has been officially confirmed, but that hasn't stopped social media from going full detective mode, treating it like it's already proven. And the takes, brutal. One person posted, make her pay back every single dollar she earned under false pretenses. Another added, this is looking like full-blown identity fraud, pretending to be something you're not, falsifying records. Fans are fired up and they're not letting it slide. They're going back through everything, rewatching old game footage, digging into interviews, even picking apart locker room interactions. One fan even asked, how come none of her teammates ever thought it was weird she never changed clothes in front of them after all those years? That one question, it cracked open a whole new wave of suspicion. Now folks are seeing things they never questioned before in a totally different light. And don't forget, Stephen A. Smith doesn't just stir the pot for clicks. When he smells something shady, he digs deep. If he really has those DNA results like he claims, this isn't just about Brittney anymore. Stephen A. ain't just pointing fingers at Brittney. He's coming for everyone who might have helped keep this buried. Coaches, league officials, execs, nobody's safe. If those documents turn out to be legit, the WNBA could be staring down the biggest scandal in its history. And the craziest part, Brittney might be the one taking all the heat for it. She's looking rattled, trying to patch things up. But honestly, it might already be too late. The pressure's building by the second, and now the league's silence is only making it worse. So what do you think? Is this just wild internet smoke, or is there something real behind all this noise around Brittney Griner? Hit the comments and let us know what you're seeing, what you're thinking. No filter. And if you've been riding with us this far, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. Smash that bell icon so you never miss the next drop. Cause trust, this story's far from over. Catch you in the next one.